Welcome everybody to another episode of this show. And today we have as our guest Sol Alsina. And Sol, you are the CEO of Mundo Designs. Welcome, Sol.
Well, thank you for having me here today. I'm extremely happy. It seems like a Titan conversation is going to happen, so I'm very ready to share and add value, Stefan, to everyone that is listening today. Thank you for having me and inviting me.
Cool. It's really cool to have you on the show because it's the first time ever that we have somebody from Argentina on the show, right? You are in Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Yes, I'm in the tango town, right? It takes two to tango, so it's really a message there, right? To have a very deep conversation and add value. This is the right place. So, hello everyone from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Very cool, very cool. Now, Sol, this is all about the journey of LGBTQ plus business owners on this podcast. Okay. And if you look at what you have built and your journey, I've been stalking you a little bit on LinkedIn, and you've been up to a lot of things already. You've been building a lot of businesses already. Mm-hmm. Right now, you're the CEO of Mundo Designs. Tell us a little bit about what is Mundo about? What do you do?
Well, okay, yes, I am glad that the audience is actually business owners, because I know that we are different, but we share one thing in common, right? That makes us equal. And that's actually painful moments along the journey, right, of the entrepreneurial actually road. So Mundo, Mundo is actually what makes me wake up every morning, right? Mundo is what really sustains me from the inside when everything else maybe could be falling apart. Mundo in Spanish, okay, it means world. Right? That's what it means. The H on the brand name, it means human, right? So my world is about human design to create digital assets for brands that transcends the screens. So Mundo, it's more than a branding agency. Mundo is about people. It's about your brand. It's about making human connections. It's about inspire. It's about those designs, the visuals that makes you feel an experience. It makes you feel that we know about your pain and that we care. That's what Mundo is about. It's more than branding and strategy and visual design, right? It's about finding out how we can actually share with the world your purpose, right? That reason why you wake up every morning. How do you translate that to your customers through design without even saying a word, right? So that's what Mundo is about, making connections between brands.
I think that's powerful indeed, that if you can deliver a message like that to your potential customer, to your audience, without saying a word, that helps a lot to accelerate some of the know, like, trust that people are looking for within their brands. Now, so I'm pretty sure that this is not something that you suddenly wake up in the morning and you say like, oh, I need to create Mundo. I need to do this. Probably there's a story behind why you actually started this. Would you care to share that with us?
No, I don't care. I think it's the most important questions I can receive today, right? The why. Why Mundo? Why, to create more brands that are more humans? Well, I believe it is because I was looking for freedom, to break free from the social narrative, to redefine what success is really about, right? I didn't want my own culture to tell me that real success, it was about to become a CEO of a big company, right? You name it. You can name whatever company you like that is big in terms of what the social narrative says is big. And I wanted to create my own rules, my own culture, my own language, my own way to make my team, myself, and the people that chooses my firm feel, right? And I created that because I wanted freedom, Stefan, right? In how to do business, right? And I do business in a different way from my perspective, right? I wanted to be more human first. When you put people first, you put planet first, profit will come, right? The famous 3 Ps: people, planet, and profit. That's how I conceive businesses. So that's why Mundo was born, to be free, my decisions.
And do you see that this was a fresh take on doing business? Did you see that there's a lot of other people building their businesses in another way that is really not connected in any way to the people, to the planet? Probably to profit, but yeah, people is, I mean, that's the most important thing if you look at building a business, because even if you would want to stay by yourself as a business owner, as a solopreneur, you still need people around you to help you, to support you. So I think it is very important. But did you see when you started out with Mundo that you were really, I wouldn't say the only one, but a few out there, just one of the few that were doing it like this?
Well, I believe, innovation, right? Uh, it's really not inventing a new thing. I believe innovation is about looking what's already there and make it better. So I had to thank and be grateful for the zeros kind of companies, the big corps. At the very beginning, I was kind of like leaning to them. Right now, I'm a little bit more on my own definition of what is a good business, right? Do good only. So I wouldn't say that I'm one of the few, but I was just feeling my instincts, Stefan, my intuition, that my guts and my guts were telling me to go after that freedom, and like my heart, it
Yeah, I
represents
love it.
my creativity. This hat was given to me. Very important person.
You also mentioned that people that are choosing your business to work with you, it means that you're reducing the gender gap, sorry, the gender gap in technology. What do you mean by that actually?
Well, technology, it's an arena that it's most um, lead by men, right? So that being said, I only invite women to the team, and I do not only want to make sure that I train them in digital skills, but also in life coaching, right? Kind of like healing. So what I'm saying is that every time a client or a firm or a solopreneur, it doesn't matter, medium-sized companies choose our firm, they are choosing to reduce the gender gap. Why? Because more women are going to be in technology, and we need more of that yin and yang energy in the world, and especially in the business. We need that equilibrium. And the woman brings that to the table, right? It brings the process to the table. It brings that in energy. And we train women as well, right? So we donate hours so more women can be, learning more about technology and about digital skills, and single moms especially, or the community of the LGBTQ plus, because I want to make sure that we are more linked to diversity and inclusion. And I'm more now, I want to make sure that in the future I am able to integrate people with Down syndrome, right? Special.
Hmm.
I used to be friends when I was little with Vicky and Andres, and I have all these, these desires, burning missions in my mind. So I want more women in my team, um, to make sure that we have that equilibrium in our society.
Yeah, that's cool to see for sure.
I work with men. I work with a lot of men.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, I admire my mom. It was tough, especially coming from Argentina, a very machismo society back then. And that's why my purpose, right? The roots are in my family, how she fought and the battles. And I want to make sure that I help other women. And it was tough for me too, being an Argentinian, being from Latin America, being a woman. Well, opening markets globally, it hasn't been easy, my dear, because of my Latin perspective. We are not our politicians, Stefan, but everybody thinks we could be, right? Our corruption. So anyway, that's why.
So if you're telling me that it's really not that easy as a women-owned business from Argentina to break through, what would you feel are some of the actions that you took that helped you overcome that? Because I'm pretty sure there's other women are listening to this and thinking also like, okay, but how did you do it? Like, because you are successful right now. So Sol, share some secrets. Share us your secrets here.
Of course, Stefan, I love your questions. You are extremely, I really could highlight your profound questions. I like it. Talking about questions, a very, very, very important tool for us, for everyone listening. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. I will say the toolkit, that toolkit. First of all, good questions to yourself. Extremely good questions for you, for your team, and for the people that you're going to make businesses with, right? The questions either will propel you forward or not. It's not the same asking yourself, why this is happening to me all the time? But if you can change it, what for, right? What is the seed of learning, right? What is it that I have to learn? Or what is my purpose? Why am I here? The very important questions, what is it that I have to learn? What is the message of this mess, right? When something didn't go well, right? Or it was tough. So I would say, first of all, fundamental questions. You have to be extremely careful with the way you talk to yourself. So good questions. You have to make questions not yes or no, questions that makes you think, reflect, and use it as a bridge. The other secret, is actually building, nurturing relationships, right? Genuine relationships. Patience is a virtue, okay? So you have preguntas, which means questions. That's the first P. Then you have, people. People. You have to have a system of people, good people around you that nurture you, that you are open to listen to their feedback or feed forward. And you just simply be grateful for that, but generally be curious. Curiosity, it has been another ingredient. Reach out. Doesn't matter if it is, the CEO, I don't know from where. Just reach out and be curious, right? And do not talk about you. The secret is to really interest in the other person. What are the questions? What are your challenges? What is painful for you? Doesn't matter who you are and what is the position. I don't care about that. I want to make sure that I know what sustains you from the inside. What is the flame? And everything else is gone. Those questions and building relationships around the world, just because you say, you know what? I'm confident. Ask yourself, what value sustains you? What makes you confident? What is that thing that you cannot exchange? It's not negotiable when you reach out. I'm from Argentina, yes. At the beginning, I was not experienced at all. I failed many times. And I would say that realistic expectations made my journey extremely, I would say, rich and good, because being rich is a state of mind. So Again, questions in the toolkit, good questions, relationships, people, asking them not about you, but about them. And to summarize, I would say, Stefan, we need to have realistic expectations. You need to be a bonsai first at the beginning, right? And then a bamboo, and then you grow. Time, 3 years, you're going to be learning, my dear. You're going to be out there learning. If you're lucky enough, perfect. You know, serendipity moments. You didn't know that you were going to be successful in 1 year. Well, no, my dear. I'm successful after probably 5 years. You know, I started to be successful. But redefine what success is all about. That's another secret. Because when things happens to you, if you know that the most important thing about you is your values, then it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter the no. N-O. New opportunities, my dear. Every time I got a no, no, great, what is my next new opportunity? And what is it that one, you know, what is it about me? What do I have to learn about this now? Right? So those are the secrets.
But Sol, you could hear people think, Sol, that takes so much time. We don't have time for that. We want it now. Yeah, we know patience and we have to build relationships and so on. But what if I want success now? Because can I really wait 3 to 5 years to be successful? Like, I get that these points are very important, but many people think like, I do that, but still nothing is happening. Am I really doing it wrong, or should I just wait 5 years?
Well, again, Stefan, I would ask, what is success for them? I need to understand what really success is for you. What is the definition of that? Is it to have money? Is it to have more income? Is it to rule the world? What is it? For me, it's about impacting other lives. And I do that even with the no's, because every time somebody goes through a conversation with me, I make sure that I give my best. And I make sure that one reflection, one little learning, one thing from each other, we take away, right? So I would say, first, redefine that success. And second, it's not about the goal. The life is now. It doesn't matter the outcome, because you already learn anyway. You will always be rich. It's just a matter of making sure your perspective is very conscious on you. How are you looking at things? Are you really not successful right now? Because maybe it's about how you look at that success. And time, what is time? Really? Everybody has their own clock. I cannot measure my success with the variable of time. I would rather do it with the people I have encouraged along the way, even when things were not good in my business. For example, that's how I measure success. I feel success every day. Every day. I don't have any financial measurement right now in my success, because it comes. It really comes. It happens. It really flows, because my intention, it's my purpose. So when you work on your purpose, I don't feel I'm working. Every day it's a joy. Even when I get no's, I do mistakes. I still learn, but it's a matter of your perspective, I would say. And if not, well, you're going to suffer more than you should, right?
I agree with that. I think it's really important for people to understand that having the right mindset around this is super important, and self-awareness and having the patience, but also understanding that the journey by itself is already part of the success. Because look, not a lot of people are really fit to do what we are doing as entrepreneurs. You have to be a little bit crazy sometimes to do this. You have to be resilient. You have to be open to change and so on. I think if you start the journey like you did, like I did, like many others have done, and you continue the journey, you don't quit, that by itself is already part of the success. And I just love your perspective on these kind of things, because indeed, everybody has its own clock. Everybody has its own way of looking at success financially, whatever. It gives freedom by itself to think like that. I think it gives you less stress, and then connecting it to your purpose. This is what I have been telling to a lot of people as well, and I have to repeat it to myself once in a while, because I sometimes tend to forget that you have that kind of goal, you know where you want to get to, and as long as you keep that in mind, as long as you feel like you're making the impact along the way, you're on a good track, right? And right now, I would say for myself, I'm in a, this is a weird time. Like, it's the end of the year, people are out and nobody's doing anything. And then you feel like, where should I go? And for myself, I feel like this right now, like, am I going the right direction? And if you're in this kind of situation, Sol, as many others would have that kind of situation, maybe you've been in that situation as well. You have your perspective, you have your mindset, you have everything that you need, but you still feel like this kind of, am I doing it right? Should I do something different? Am I going in the right direction? What do you do to ground yourself? What do you do to come back into, wait a minute, hold on, like, we're good, we're good. What does it look like for you?
Well, compassion to my body, to my mind, to my heart. It has been a long year, and things are going to continue to happen to us and around us. The most important thing is what happens within us, right, during those painful moments. I think it's very important to get lost. In Spanish, perderse, the etymology, it means to be present with abundance of your own being, right? So I would say maybe it's not about doing, Stefan. Maybe it's to go from the doing to the to being, right? I think we are machines, and it's like, that's why I say, watch out the questions. What story are you buying to yourself? What is it that you're telling to yourself? So how do I, get back on my feet? Well, compassion, right? With myself and with people. Perdón, being grateful, little things, appreciation, breathe, right? I'm not a yoga expert at all. I just take a minute to be very compassionate about all my efforts. And I say to myself, look, you have done everything possible, and I can be in peace, right? Because of that. I haven't hurt anybody. And if I did, I say I'm sorry, right? Or thank you for understanding. But I would say be very careful about that question and the story you buy to yourself, and be compassionate and be thankful and grateful for everything you have done so far. And listen, just be present in that moment, get lost. Sometimes, in order to be creative again, to feel that spark again, we really need to ask yourself, okay, am I the same or am I transformed, right? Is this still my purpose, or is it something that has been imposed, right? Are these my values, or those kind of questions, right? If you live on your values, nothing can go wrong, right? Because it's softer. You care about yourself. Just wait. Just give yourself 5. Look, we have 2 hands, right? Well, the ones that are, we should be grateful because of that, right? You can have yourself first. You're the first person that you can have yourself. That's why we have the if we're lucky enough to have these 2 arms and 2 hands. So first, hug yourself, and then I would say that the most important decision and choice every day that we have to make is what or how you choose to think about yourself. What do you think? It's how it happens. So speed, when you say the words to you, try to see how the flavor it is, right? Is this flavor good to me? It's nurturing me. Is this propelling me forward or not? If not, just cook again. Mix the ingredients and make sure that, that you taste your words, right, before you spit them out.
I love the analogies that you're using. So it's very visual. It's very visual. I can get why you chose this kind of profession as well. You are a very visual person. When you were building your company, so last couple of years, and you're talking about decisions, what has been the hardest decision for you while building your business? If you're looking at the business by itself, what was the toughest decision that you had to make?
Say no.
No to who?
To clients.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, stepping out for my team and for our quality, and say no. This is how much we charge. This is our value. You like it? Great. If not, I'd rather be on inflation with 120 inflation rate and say no than sell my art for nothing. I'm not a good fit for everyone. This is love. This is values. This is not only art. This is more than that. This is you being with a good team with good hearts. And being good hearts, it took us a long way to be good hearts and to still be kind after all the painful moments we have been through. So the biggest and the hardest decision, it has been saying no. And plus, I get very worried sometimes because I'm the one bringing projects to the table, right? If I don't bring projects to the table, my team, what are we going to do? So of course, I have to breathe and say, wait, but it's not at all cost, right? So look at this, the etymology again of the words. Look how important it is to understand what it means to be on a decision process. Decision. It means that you are separate, etymological, okay? It means separation from yourself. That's why we feel sometimes heavy, right? Because we didn't make a decision. Once you do that decision, you made it, you put yourself on one side of the road. You are reunited. See, I cannot pronounce it very well. Can you pronounce it? Reunited.
Reunited, yeah.
Reunited again with your own persona, your own value. That's why we say, I feel much lighter. But yeah, delegation, say no, and setting boundaries, it has been my hottest decisions ever.
Saying no. A lot of people have some issues with that, and for good reasons, of course. Like especially in the beginning, where you think like, if I say no now, I will never get another customer again, right? It's not true, because there's always going to be somebody that is connected to you, that relates to you, that wants to work with somebody with your values. And I think that that's an important message here. Now, you do this within every business that you have, I guess, Sol, because you have more than one business, actually.
Yeah.
You have Mundo, and you have Seven Crab.
Seven Crabs, a spiritual assistant company. The idea is to make sure that the virtual assistants has been women that have been abused and they can work for conscious leaders, right? So it's a very good match. And that's the purpose, right? To help them have a purpose to serve others and to heal at the same time. That's a very brand new business that I co-founded with Mina. And now I have two other businesses: BXL, which is branding course for coaches, exceptionally for coaches. And then I have another one that it's Fuerte Communications with the Flame, which is, a speaker training course for the ones that wants to make sure that their message and the wisdom of their pain goes viral, right? So
nice.
Yeah, 4 or 5 businesses right now.
So if people would hear this, like they will think, as do I, how do you do that? Like, do you still have time enough in your day to do other things? Like, how does your day look like? How many hours do you sleep, Sol?
Yeah, I sleep like 8 hours, and I think it's not about time, Stefan. That everywhere we hear time management, and I do believe it's about energy management, correct? So if you are able to manage your energy, right? Why should I take a call of an hour with somebody that drains my energy, and in 15 minutes we can really talk about everything we need to talk, act, and boom, right? So right now, what I have learned during these 10 years, or after 10 years, is this year I have implemented this tip, right? I do set the agenda by my energy. If one day I'm feeling sad, I won't work because I won't give you my best. And I'm going to be, drowning that energy. Then maybe tomorrow, if I take a day and a pause, tomorrow I will give you 200%. But that's how I do it. I listen to music. I have my mate in the morning. At least 15 minutes or no, sometimes I look at the sun or the sky. I have a ritual of sending every morning a message to my friends or the people I love and I care before I start. And I start very early because that's when nobody's actually going to bother me. So my early mornings are extremely productive in terms of being strategic. That's how I do it. I do the most ugly frog. I ate it first, right? The most heavy task or mission, I do it first in the morning. But first, love. I give love. I send music. I receive music. I want music. I ask, please send me music, some song. And I got used to that. I like it. Or I listen to a podcast that I love. And, regarding how I wake up, I say, today I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Who can help me? I listen to a podcast about that particular podcast, 15 minutes, no more than that, right? 20. And I look for quotes. So I learn what's going on with me. I do 3 therapists. I love relationships, and I love that relationship with me. I need to make sure about that. That's how I do it. And then people, your system, I mean the we. We stands for without ego. I don't have to do it all. It's called the law of the architect. At the beginning, you know why I failed so much? Because I didn't delegate. Because I wanted to do it all. I wanted to be the protecting one, the caring giver, blah, blah, blah. It didn't. It didn't went well, right? I was going to be what? The superwoman, the saver? And then I remain empty? What kind of applause I was expecting? Right now, I do not live or I do things for the applause. I do it for the cause, right? That's a very famous quote. And I really like it. When you let other ones shine, you can do so many things at a time because you're not alone. I don't need the applause. I don't care about that. I want to make sure that my business grow. And for that, I need people. Clients, my family, my friends, people I care, people I love, my partner, my love partner, right? People. Surround yourself with people. Let them shine. We, without ego. Be humble. That's how I do it.
I'm really happy that you're on this podcast, Sol, because the things that you're mentioning really resonate with me a lot. I really, yeah, I agree with everything that you say, and the way that you say it makes it very, how should I say, easy to understand. I think, right? And that's what we need to do. Like we shouldn't be complicating too much. Like business building is, people think it's rocket science almost, but it's not, right? It's about people, relationships. It's about the patience, the
Yeah.
impact. What about being part of the LGBTQ plus community, Sol? How much has that impacted your business?
Well, look, I have to say that I haven't been that involved, and this year it's actually one of my main goals. I would say this is the time to be open and to be out there looking for more support. But I have to say one thing: the only person, the first one, and the one that opened the doors of the global branding, it has been a woman, that has a company, a beautiful company, that is part of our community. I didn't know. I just reached out on a zebra community, and she helped me without knowing nada so much. She opened the door of every single place that you can imagine. And right now, I have to say that that's the impact. Right now, I am what I am because of that Ubuntu, right, philosophy. I am, right, if we are. So it has been very, very important. I have been very lucky to found that serendipity. Also very experienced, and I didn't know anything. So she really guided me and my team. So I'm happy about that.
Connections, relationships,
Again,
people.
connections. When you are genuine and you should simply reach out, that's how I do it. I simply reach out and I say to many people, hey, what you do seems very interesting. It's spiritually beautiful. I want to learn more about you. I didn't sell. I want you to really learn, hey, how you do it. Tell me, share. How can I help? Boom. I have another person from United States also. She's actually in Netherlands that opened the world to me just because one day I was curious enough and genuine, wanted to build a connection with somebody else. I need people around me. Stefan, we cannot do it alone. I don't
That's for
care if
sure.
somebody else tell me. I didn't do it alone. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, Matt and Caroline. I wouldn't.
So this was already an amazing episode where you shared a lot of your journey. But what is more to come, like in 2024? We're now 27th of December, just a couple of days more left in this year. What is on the horizon for Mundo, for any business that you have? What is going to happen in the new year?
Wow. Well, I want to make sure that I hug more people, the people I want to help, and the people I want to receive from as well, right? I think it's giving and receiving. That's the balance. So I'm going to be open to give, but also to keep receiving, right? I need people. I want people around me. So, like I said before, I want to make sure that I impact um, more lives, that I create more brands that are more human and more people oriented, that I help more entrepreneurs and business owners from the LGBTQ community, Down syndrome, women, single moms, women that have been abused. I want to make sure that I do like life coaching, and at the same time I teach them skills, right, to be their own owners, to make sure that they are free. They're not working for Mundo, they're working with Mundo, with one purpose. So that's pretty much what's coming. Yeah, I would like to create more global brands.
So if people listening watching this want to know more about you and the business, where should they go to?
They should go to my LinkedIn and drop a message. I can say, hey, go to my website, but you can put it, it's Mundo/Designs. Yeah, exactly. Excellent. We have special packages for women, for our community. And we are very flexible, but I will say that Sol Alsina, which is my name, and you look at me at the LinkedIn, let's WhatsApp me, let's have a coffee, let's talk, or a glass of wine. It depends on the Zoom, time zone. But yeah, I would say those 3 ways are the best way to get a hold of me,
Perfect.
to have a connection.
Now, Sol, thank you so much for your time today, for being on this episode, this podcast. But before we go, I always ask this last question, and actually you already answered it a little bit during the episode, but I'm gonna ask it again anyway. So, what does success mean to you?
Amor. It means that every time I interact with the person, name it, business partner, team, employees, no, team, okay, customer, people around the world, family, doesn't matter, friends, and myself. Success to me is that in that interaction, somehow, you don't forget how I make you feel. Especially that you feel loved and that you care and that I care. That's what really success means to me. That by talking to me, something changed and it's good. It's a change, doesn't matter how tiny it is, but at least that it puts you in a position that you are like, now I learned something different, or now I trust myself, or now I'm more confident, or now I know that I can do this. I'm here with you. That's what real success is all about to me. How we make each other feel. That's all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sol, for being here, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for listening, and we will see each other another time very soon. Bye-bye.